Hi everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Fill in the Blink, where we fill you in on everything business and tech. I'm Neha and this is Hassan, and today we're here to talk about how AI is getting commoditized and why it matters for restaurants. So before we jump in, Hassan, why don't you let our audience know what AI getting commoditized means?
All right. So I think basically the term commoditization refers to whenever a product or a service which is distinguishable and it is adding value for the masses, it becomes seen as a mere commodity, right? So it loses its value, right? So for example, when calculators first came out, they were disruptive, right? Like a novelty item that could do complex calculations in seconds. But over time, they just became commodities, right? You need a calculator, you just go one to the store and buy one, right? So that is what it means.
That makes sense, but how can that be the case for AI?
Mm-hmm.
Because as you see, like from what I understand, it's an extremely complex
Yeah,
phenomenon, and only recently have people started getting exposed to it
yeah,
thanks to ChatGPT,
yeah, yeah.
and they've started using it. But how can AI get
All right.
commoditized?
So, right, that's a good question, right? So, basically, AI has been running in the background for like many decades now, right? And at the very core of it, if you were to simplify it, AI is just a machine learning model which is trained using a large data set to predict certain outcomes, right? It is very complicated, but you just need a algorithm that predicts outcomes and which is trained by a large data set, right? So traditionally, startups over the last decade, 5 years, were using AI models to predict whenever they're going to get a spike in traffic on their websites, right? Whenever, or you can say whenever a certain credit card will decline. So what's the probability of credit cards declining? In ride hailing, let's say AI was used to predict whenever the peak hours are going to hit next and how they should be prepared with their supply, etc. Right? But now with Chat GPT and GPT-3, you don't really need to write the smartest of algorithms. You can just give one
Right.
API call to GPT-3, and they can do the modeling for you.
Okay, so basically, what you're saying is that thanks to the latest, developments in
Mm-hmm.
the world of AI and GPT-3, for example, now people don't really need to make their own models.
Yeah,
Now they just need the right and accurate data
exactly,
set to make those, accurate predictions for that
exactly.
they need. So, keeping this in mind, what should brands do now?
Exactly. So that's a very good point. So brands right now need access to data that no one else has access to, right? So for example, in food delivery, aggregators don't share customer data with the brands, right? So if you're a
Right.
brand selling, let's say, 10,000 pizzas in a month on a third-party aggregator, you're just getting the total sales number. You're
Yeah.
not getting who your customers are, how frequently they're ordering. Are they ordering, let's say, at dinner time, at lunchtime, et cetera, et cetera? So all this data is not shared with the brands, right? So it has become very important for brands to own this customer data, especially for their own audiences, and make sure that no one else has access to this data. So I think the most value that AI would be able to extract for brands now is for brands that will have the most exclusive data sets, large and exclusive data sets of their customers.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Having that exclusive data set is really important.
Yep.
Given how like these days that is the only thing that can set you apart from other businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and that's also the reason why here at Blink we're really passionate about what we do.
Yeah.
We're not just an ordering channel, we're also a growth engine.
Yeah.
So we don't just provide you with we don't just provide restaurants and supermarkets with a mobile app and a website, right? We
Exactly.
also provide AI leveraged growth modules
Mm-hmm.
where given the customer data that they collect through our platform, they're
Yep.
able to grow their sales and build cohorts, build audiences, read the previous customer order patterns,
Yep.
customer patterns, ordering behavior, and build accurate predictions and be able to push notification and
Yep.
SMS campaigns based on that data set, so in order to increase their orders. So given that, I think it's really important that brands come on board and get that sort of exclusivity using customer data, because these days
Yep.
data is king.
Exactly. And if you're a restaurant or a supermarket, we'd say please get in touch and we'd like to show you how Blink can supercharge your direct online ordering experience. and really set you apart from all your competitors, and leverage AI and all the things that you talked about, Neha, and like grow your business.
Definitely, definitely. So I think that's all for today. And thank you for filling me in on how AI works and the revolution of AI.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right.